So this is part two. How many times do you experience these unusual behaviors from the management program? And the management program is made up of the multi-agent quantum AI computers, the high authority NSA, software engineers, NASA engineers, CIA, and FBI, and also the main programmers. The purpose of the management program is to preserve what's left of humanity, make sure that citizens use at least 70 or 80 or 90 to the point 100% of the synthetic mind to pretty much maintain civilization. The purpose of maintaining civilization is to create a better civilization. So anyway, this picks up from part one. My mother and also the neighbor, the Latino neighbor from upstairs. So the year was 2007. This was fall of 2007 at the time. So my mom and I and also my sister was outside in front of this 179th Street station, right? The neighbor uh, pretty much was out in front of my mother with his family, and he started to put his hands in his crotch area, rubbing it, and putting his he was bending up and down while he was rubbing his crotch area, right? And in front of my mother and my mom saying, "How dare you rub your stuff in front of me in the public, right? We hope there's a witness. You be my witness, Andrew. We need some witnesses to see how this man is, doing these things in the public." And he kept doing it and saying and making these, saying these remarks to my mom, right? And my mom got provoked by the gentleman. So she came up closer to him and pointed her index fingers right in front of right in front of his face because the gentleman provoked my mom, and the gentleman got closer to my mom's face, right? And my mom had mentioned that it's as if someone moved her arm. She said her arm felt like someone is pushing it, right? And she ended up scratching the gentleman's face. And the gentleman said, "I'm going to report you to the police for doing that," you know. And my mom said that the devil made sure to push her arm, you know, so she can scratch the gentleman's face, make it look like, she purposely did it, when all she was doing is pointing to him to lecture him about his behavior. Why are you behaving this way? Why are you putting your hands in your crotch area in front of my kids like that? That's very inappropriate, especially in the public. You don't do things like that in the public. And she's, telling this is what the multi-agent quantum AI computers do, right? It puts people in a same place at the same time to create a situation to pretty much have arguments. That's the AI computers. It did it methodically. So I remember maybe a month or a few months later, me and my mom and sister we pretty much traveled to a different state. No, for a vacation. We wanted to be on a vacation, and I remember before I went on vacation, I purchased a PSP 2000. So this was the new line of PSP. This is a slimmer PSP. So I remember purchasing it in Target. I spent $179 at the time. Oh yeah, pretty much it was affordable. And I took it with me to Connecticut. So me and my mom, we took the F train and we transferred to a different train. We went to Grand Central Station at the time. I remember it was December 2007, and we took the Metro North train to Connecticut. Yep, at that time, and we was pretty much staying in a hotel for at least a week or two because my mom said she wanted a break from that environment because she said that environment is evil. She said the devil have control over that environment. This this Jamaica, New York, 179th Street environment here. She said it's really bad, and she doesn't want to, be in that evil environment no more. So since or for that particular time because of what happened. So I remember, yeah, that was also the same time. I remember I had mentioned about my P 2000. It didn't, something wasn't working with the device wasn't able the device wouldn't power on even though I charge it. Sometimes it would just power on, and when I play a game, it just shuts off. So, I'm thinking that there must be a software update that must have damaged my my console. So I remember creating a thread on PlayStation community, and I said that my PSP break. When I refer to break, I mean the software. And people were insulting my grammar. They said, "Yo, you don't know English, haha, you stupid ass." It was very angry with the way I speak. That was January 2008 because December, we were going to December to January. And this, what do you call this app? The PSP 2000, it was able to download, you know, download an app called Skype. And I remember testing this Skype out. I called my mother when she went downstairs to the fast food. Yeah, this hotel have a restaurant built inside, so she went downstairs and I called her and I said I want this and such. You know, and I remember after that, after we pretty much left Connecticut, maybe a day or two, my mom had to go to the police department, the precinct, and I'm like, why do you need to go there? She said that damn freaking neighbor, that damn, you see how that devil works? You see how that devil works? It knew exactly what to do at the right time. It does everything so well. How it planned things for me. This damn evil. This is why I don't, like New York. There's too much people. The devil knows who to work with because there's too much people in this environment. So, she's giving me an idea who it is, but I still don't know who. In a sense, I didn't know that it's a quantum computer. My mom doesn't even know that it's a quantum computer. She thinks it's a being, like a intelligent red being, capable of putting people in their own environments or placing them in environments. So, you know, that that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm thinking it's someone else is doing it. So anyway, I remember before because that was a day that was January 2008, maybe a day before I go to school. It was a day where I wanted to return my PSP 2000 to Target. I wanted to go to Green Acres Mall, but instead my mom said she had to go to the precinct, right? So my mom went to the precinct. Me and my sister stayed in this room. My sister was like 4 years old at the time. I was 14 years old. And I remember hearing my mom crying in front of the cops because the cops report, the NYPD officers, on their report, they said that my mom scratched a gentleman on the face. My mom said that that's not true, right? She said the gentleman was going in front of her face, and the gentleman was putting his hands in his crotch areas in front of me and her. Me and my sister and her. She said, "Yeah, my kid was exposed to this. He was putting his crotch area there, and his family was right there, standing right behind him while he was doing that, right?" And my mom just started crying, just kept crying over and crying. And as she cried, she's explaining to them that this is not true. It's not true. And I just remember when me and my mom and sister left the priest, and my mom said, you see that devil? The devil knows exactly what to do, and put me in that building." So they made sure they put that neighbor in that building. They made sure that they put all these Hispanic people, like especially, you see that evil lady in the office? She's that super's wife. They know exactly what to do. The devil knows exactly who to put in that office. Make sure that the super is Hispanic. Make sure the super's wife is in there. And she was saying how they all. She was saying that they all collaborating with one another. You know, they're working with one another to pretty much get her out of. You know, to pretty much get her out of that apartment, or to make her not only get her out of that apartment, trying to pretty much you know harass her. She's saying that they're harassing her, and it's as if someone who just wants her to get into big trouble, right? Yeah, they want to put this stuff on her records. She keeps saying that they're gonna put this on her records to mess her up. They're trying to not make her look like a good person. So when while my mom was going through this, I'm also going through a situation too. What I mean is with my school, my classmates. I have my classmates are accusing me of stealing money. It's not like bullying. I witnessed bullying in IS 238. So this is my school here, IS 238. I witnessed bullying before, but hmm, I witnessed it. I witnessed a kid, a Guyanese kid, getting beat up, like punched in the face by my classmates. They punch him in the face, they punch him in the stomach, and then they toss him down the stairs. For me, it was a bit different. No way, it was not. I wouldn't call it bullying. For me, they would. My classmates just kept, gossiping about me. They're saying that I'm gay. They're saying that I want to, you know, that I that I want to beat up, that I want to fight them. It was strange. They're saying that I want to steal something from them. Like for instance, I had a kid in my class. His name is Rafazul, and I had Rashid, and Rafazul, the little Muslim kid. He saw me find $1 on the floor, so and I put it in my pocket. He said, "That's mine. That's mine." I'm like, "That's not yours." He wasn't even aware that of the dollar being there. He wasn't even in that area. So I pretty much went to class, sat down, and then Mr. Sutton, the seventh grade African American gentleman, he's a heavyset gentleman. He said to me that the dean wants to see me in the office. I'm like, for what? So the dean is telling me that I stole. He said, yeah, one of your classmates named Rafazul and also Rashid had said that you stole their money. Do you have this dollar? And I had to give back the dollar to him. I said, that's not their dollar. They didn't even know that the dollar was there. They weren't even around that area. They came from a different location. The different stairway. You know, they just came from lunch. So where the hell they were? They weren't here. I got here before them. So how would they know it's their dollar? You know, this is the type of behavior I was experiencing in school. No matter where I go, even in the lunchroom, they would bother me and and accuse me of doing something to them. They don't like punch me or hit me in the head or stuff. They just distract me. Like when I'm in my class and I'm trying to concentrate on my classwork, like for Mr. Sutton class, he's a social study teacher. They would interfere with me, and I'm trying to concentrate on writing down what Mr. Sutton's writing on the board, and they just bother me. You know, how am I supposed to concentrate on my schoolwork? No matter what class I'm in, all my classmates do the same thing. And, from elementary school to middle school to friggin' high school and also college. I've also experienced in college. Like one of my classmates, she's like in her mid 20s. She said to the professor um, about me being quiet and I should be picked on in class. I'm like, what kind of stuff? It's ridiculous. You know, this has been going on for a long time. This is way too many times. So when I think about the situation that happened with my mom and the hand, right? The hand, I mean the arm. She felt like her arm being pushed, and the gentleman falls. I'm thinking about how she talked about the gentleman and also her arm being pushed, because so that was 2007, right? 8, 9, 10, and 2010. Around the time I was cutting my hair, and I felt like someone pushed my arm when I was cutting my hair. I was using a clipper, the clipper to get off my hair from my head, like shave off my head. I mean, shave off yeah, pretty much my hair down. I felt as if someone pushed my arm, and I ended up pushing it. I ended up messing up my whole my my hair was missing. You know, I had a bald spot. I went to school with a bald spot because I felt as if someone pushed my hand. And then again, a few years later, maybe yeah, 2000 September 2014, someone I felt as if some in my hand I couldn't control my left hand, right? My hand was not moving the way I want to move it. It was just moving on its own. But before I had that, before I experienced that in September 2014, I had a dream about my left testicle. I saw it all stitched up. And that same day, the September 17, 2014, I would have these thoughts, these negative thoughts. You're not gonna have no kids. You're ugly. No one wants you. No one woman wants you, right? And I'm thinking about it. I'm starting to think about that. This is, not natural. This is someone else doing it. I'm trying to put it together. And I remember I had a dream where I saw words referring to what I write online about monarchy, about the Pope and the President and the Queen. It was talking about monarchy and also 9/11. I was saying how the human beings don't know how, don't know, they're not aware of what they do. I was just giving an explanation about the Pope and Queen, how they're not aware of what they're doing and how the citizens, praising them like a god and stuff, and and also a mirror. So I was just showing the difference how these people really have no control of their environment, right? And it's someone else that is doing it, just like the twin towers. So I just remember I said something like that, and man, it was a lot of stuff going on. Like the TV was like referring to what I say online. The dream was just saying words referring to what I write online. My mom was becoming very aggressive towards me, and also my sister. They didn't like when they see me in the bathroom. So they said my mom would come home, and she said, well, you have plenty of time to use the bathroom. Why are you using the bathroom now?" I don't because my sister would stay in the bathroom for at least an hour or two. She usually let out her ways, and then she takes a long shower. So I make sure to go to the, I make sure to go I make sure that to go to the bathroom first before my mom and my sister arrive, so I wouldn't have to wait. You know, but dang, they were very. My mom and my sister were very mad every time they see me. In the bathroom when they get home, extremely angry. They never used to behave that way when I was living in a different motel or hotel. But I'm saying, yeah, you see how have had in my left testicle, right? And you see how it corresponds with the gentleman. How my mom described the gentleman rubbing his hand and his balls, right? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And I remember in 2000 and was it eight, or 7 or and 8? My mom said, keep repeating this, but out of context. I hope that he keeps saying, I hope your balls. She would just she would just stand on the bed and she would just press her face like on the ceiling. And she said, I hope your fucking balls suffer, you motherfucker. I hope your balls suffer. I hope it suffers really, really much. Be painful, you motherfucker, you evil ass bitch. Make sure your flat ass bitch also get what she deserves. God gonna punish your ass, you churchgoers, you fuckers. You're not gonna come and fuck with me, motherfucker. She kept, doing the same thing over and over, repeating it. And I'm like, is she talking to me? Some of her responses felt like it was talking. I feel like she was talking to me about my balls when I was a kid. I'm like, what? And it's like the same feeling I get when I'm in school too. Like I would have my teachers, they would talk. I feel like they were talking to me, but they're not talking to me, but they're talking to someone else in my class. And I would respond like, yeah. And then the teacher said she's not talking, he or she is not talking to me. They're talking to someone else. I'm like, why is it happening? No matter where I go, like this could happen in a library. There could be other people in the library. And I feel as if that person or the librarian is talking to me, but they're not talking to me. They're talking to someone else. This is happening more than one time. Why is it? Why is this? Why am I keep experiencing them? So it's been 19 minutes. This is how long the recording could go because the data gets corrupted. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I want to upload part 3.